It's a massive Digimon news week following August 1st, Odaiba Day 2026. The latest Digimon anime, Beatbreak, just had its first true mega debut in episode 41. We also got the sad news that the series will be concluding with episode 49 on September 27th, but we also learned that we are officially getting a new Digimon anime in 2027, next year. In this video, we're going to unpack the new mega debut in Beatbreak and everything that led up to it in the Kyo mini-arc, a 4-episode storyline that dove into the past of the oldest and darkest member of the new anime's team. We'll also spend a little bit of time talking about the 11th Digimon anime coming in 27. Is it Beatbreak 02, Adventure 03, a crossover or multiverse series celebrating 30 years of Digimon? Welcome to the DigiKnow, where we cover Millennium-era anime, retrospectives on Digimon, Beyblade, Inuyasha, Cardcaptor, as well as news and reviews of the modern sequels and reboots. Do me the favor of subscribing to the channel to help me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers. And if it turns out that you like what I have to say about this strange little genre we call Monster Tamer stories, I should let you know I wrote my own anime-inspired light novel, Monster Revolution. It's a fictional love letter to the genre, to Digimon, Monster Rancher, Persona, Summer Wars. It's on Kindle and Kobo and paperback too. I'll put links in the description for those who are curious. I don't do merch or Patreon, so it's one way to support me, and you get a whole adventure to get lost in and a book for your shelf. Alright, first let's cover this Kyo arc. Beatbreak is the excellent 10th Digimon anime that is quickly reaching its climax. These last 4 weeks, it took us into the mind and past of Kyo, the leader of Glowing Dawn, the bounty hunter group that series protagonists Tomoro and Gekomon are part of. These 4 episodes honestly feel like the Beatbreak movie, a prequel film like Jujutsu Kaisen 0 or something. The antagonists of the series are still wrestling with the aftermath of the previous storyline. Chairman Wong explains to Rose, Kaneda, and the audience that he found the white core inside Miharu's Mephismon. Whatever this core is, it's vital for Wong's long-teased Shangri-La project. With less than 10 episodes left after this arc, the Shangri-La project had better be worth the 40 episodes of teasing. The only extra crumb we learn is that the Shangri-La project relies on the white core and the e-pulse of Asuka Tenma, Tomoro's older brother who had his life essence stolen in episode 1 by Kaneda's Gokumon. In a high-security prison, we witness an unnamed man escape with the help of a Digimon that absolutely shouldn't have been inside the prison. Kishiwada, who was following or backing Miharu in the gift arc, presents this white core to this escapee, who we learn is named Soji, and he's the former 5-star of water that is said to have died 5 years ago. Kishiwada tells us that the white core stores limitless e-pulse and enhances its host's abilities. We see that Soji, with the power of the white core, is able to control multiple Digimon at once, a power that was up until now unheard of in the world of Beatbreak. And with this white core power-up, Soji takes out Rose as a show of strength, puts her into a coma, and steals her Lilamon. With an understanding of this new strength, Soji heads to Nirinso to find Kyo, the man who apparently killed him 5 years ago. If it wasn't obvious, this is not a filler story, not even close. This episode also addresses many criticisms I had with the end of the gift arc in 37, with Rose still being around, with the Mephismon takedown feeling a little unfinished, with Kishiwada still out there. Now all of that is being addressed. It's kind of like the 4-episode Kyo arc is both its own thing and the true ending of the gift arc. Kyo is peacefully spending his day at Nirinso, the Digimon sanctuary he developed and maintains in the woods, when Soji, the man from his past, appears. Soji tells Kyo that ever since you killed me, I haven't been able to forget about you. I need you to stop me one more time. I need you to kill me. And if Kyo refuses, Soji will just keep hunting Digimon and humans. Can Kyo still do it? Is he that same guy 5 years later? Maybe he never meant to do it in the first place. Kyo realizes, like any good superhero, that the people he cares about are his biggest weakness, so terrified that Soji will learn about Tomoro, Reina, Makoto, he distances himself from Glowing Dawn. Kyo heads to home base and has Murasamemon brutalize Gekomon and the other Mons. When a heartbroken Reina says, "I thought we were family," he replies, "The time for make-believe is over." The very public breakup makes it so that the Ministry of Civil Protection believes Tomoro and the others are not accomplices of this rogue Kyo. In other words, his betrayal was protecting them, not just from Soji, but from the wrath of the world government. 40 is this essential flashback story. More than 5 years ago, after failing to catch a sneak attack from an Arukenimon, Kyo and Cougarmon were seriously injured and floated downriver until they were saved by a Luxmon and a human girl, Kadina. Immediately we're filled with dread, wondering why we haven't seen or heard of this girl until episode 40. Clearly something is about to go horribly wrong. She takes Kyo back to the original Nirinso, an abandoned observatory that her adopted father, Minoru, operates. This man, with his sweetness, tenderness, and love of cooking, is so clearly the inspiration for modern-day Kyo, again creating a sense of ominous dread that hangs over the entire episode. The found family father and daughter embrace Kyo, tell him and Cougarmon they can stay here for as long as they want, they can exist in this little sanctuary where humans and Digimon live together peacefully. Shortly after accepting the possibility of peace, of a future for himself that does not involve the 5 stars, bounty hunting, dirty work, Kyo's group is attacked by Soji. Luxmon, Karina, and Minoru are brutalized, bleeding out, and given the tombstones at Nirinso in the present day, Beatbreak asks us to connect the dots. In a fit of rage, in an act of revenge, we finally make it to the waterfall murder scene. We now understand why Kyo chucked Soji off that cliff. In the present, Kyo and Murasamemon arrive at the cliffside to confront Soji a second time, and when they arrive, they find Tomura, Reina, and the others defeated, lying unconscious exactly like he found Karina, Luxmon, and his first family 5 years ago. It's all happening again. Kyo appears and Murasamemon goes 1v3 against Soji's monsters. With Kyo's head and heart full of rage, we briefly see a dark Murasamemon, not unlike the corrupted Gekkomon sequences earlier in the series, where Tomura's darker e-pulse influenced the rookie in ways that weren't good for anyone. We even see Soji try to control Monarch Lizamon, Bearcatmon, Scourge Kirapmon, giving us the closest thing we'll get, I think, to dark digivolutions for these monsters. Less Skull Greymon and more Black War Greymon, but cool to see nonetheless, even if they don't get official names or reference book wiki entries. Tomura shows that him and Gekkomon's bond is stronger than Soji's white core mind control thing when Dark Monarch Lizamon is unable to strike down Tomura. The boy says the family that you, Kyo, made doesn't break so easily. From there, Kyo recommits himself to his family, to Glowing Dawn, to his closest ally Murasamemon and says, I've lost so many things, but for what I want to protect now, I choose to live. Radiant, positive e-pulse just pours out of Kyo's arm in a new Mega Evolution sequence, the first for Beatbreak. The Digimon reference book states that Habakirimon, with its 4 arms and 7-branched sword, is recognized in the Eastern digital world as the retainer to the God of Destruction. It begs the question, will we see this God of Destruction in Beatbreak, or is this an Endbringer in Ghost Game situation? Is this reference book lore separate from the story and world building of Beatbreak? Do we not really need to think about the God of Destruction stuff? Habakirimon easily defeats Soji's powered up Marine Devimon. I made a note that while this Mega Evolution felt right and perfectly timed emotionally, I'm not sure Marine Devimon was a Mega level threat in this moment. The Pyramidimon sequence from the end of the Tactics arc felt larger both physically and threat-wise. This, I admit, is total nitpicking. I just thought maybe Marine Devimon would evolve to Mega itself or something. If anything was missing, I still don't believe we've seen the moment where Kyo and Cougarmon, or its rookie, first met. Perhaps that is coming next week, as we are going to see how Kyo and Asuka met as kids in episode 42. Back to the episode. Kishiwada, that strange waterbender who was backing Miharu in the gift arc, collects the white core he gave Soji, saying it, quote, looks stained black enough, suggesting Soji's powers and actions were being used to get this core to a new phase, a black and white core perhaps, maybe a balanced core. And with that, we will be entering the final arc of Digimon Beatbreak next week. It sounds absurd given there is so much world history, intrigue, and potential in the series, but there are only 8 episodes left. Will we see a digital world? Is the Shangri-La project an attempt to dimension hop to said digital world? And while Digimon Beatbreak, the 10th Digimon anime, will end in the last week of September at episode 49, fortunately we know that we aren't entering another dark age, another drought. And that's because on August 1st, Odaiba Day, the 11th Digimon anime was confirmed to be in production, scheduled for 2027. While we have no name, premise, or even key art, this is great news for those worried that a multi-year break was about to happen. Series 10 to 11 won't be an immediate handoff like Adventure 2020 to Ghost Game, but 2027 is not far away at all. So what do we think it'll be? Beatbreak Part 2? Could it be the story and characters seen in the Digimon Adventure 02 epilogue with that new generation of kids? While written more than 25 years ago, that epilogue was set around 2027, so the timing could be unbelievable if that's what they go for. Or perhaps it will be a brand new world scenario and cast of characters like the Ghost Game to Beatbreak jump, having nothing to do with each other and nothing to do with the adventure timeline. I wish I had more to share with you, but at this time we know next to nothing besides the fact it's happening and coming in 2027. Maybe they could adapt Liberator or Seekers or Digimon Eggs, I don't know. Or even adapt a game like Time Stranger or Cyber Sleuth. Of course, let me know your thoughts on Digimon this week. What you thought of the Kyo arc, the finale, Murasamemon's Mega, and that flashback that led to its awakening. Write to me about this 2027 anime. What are your hope, expectations? I'll be reading the comments all day. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're subscribing today, comment saying so, and I'll reply with a personal thanks. Remember, my book is out and available at the links in the description. Its direct sequel is on the way. More information about that in a few months, but now's the perfect time to check out book 1. Just saying. Thanks so much for watching, for your support. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.